Well, there's about a month left in this year's Indiana legislative session. Property tax relief a top issue, and it remains front and center at the Statehouse today.
And House Democrats announced some amendments they'd like put into the final version of SB 1. That's the state's property tax relief bill. 13 News reporter Emily Longnecker is here with the adjustments they want in the plan. Emily?
Democratic State Representative Greg Porter is the ranking minority member on the House Ways and Means Committee. That's the committee that right now is looking at Senate Bill 1, the property tax relief plan, and proposing changes to it. And today, Porter talked about changes that Democrats would like to see in this bill via 11 amendments that they're proposing. Porter says he'd like to find common ground with lawmakers across the aisle when it comes to property tax relief.
The common ground is adopting some of these amendments that we have in regards to Senate Bill 1 and see what we have. That can be some of the common ground.
In a perfect world, Porter says at least half of his party's amendments would make it into the final plan.
I like to have a 50% batting average since it's baseball season.
But if he had to pick three to get there, at the top of his list right now, an amendment calling for a 1% cap on how much property taxes could increase each year for those 65 and older. Right now, that cap is 2%.
We do not want to continue to have seniors pushed out of their homes, period.
Porter also has an amendment for a state-funded homestead property tax freeze for veterans who have a service-related disability. Another amendment would increase the renter's deduction from $3,000 to $5,000. Democratic House Minority Leader Phil Giaquinta says he's looked at the plan and supports it.
We really need to make sure that the focus is on homeowners and not corporations, and that's what, if we have the opportunity as the House Democrats, we'll push some amendments to do just that.
The governor's original property tax relief plan called for cutting property taxes by $1 billion across the state. The Senate's version changed that after hearing testimony from local governments and schools about how cuts would impact services. In the Senate's proposal, property taxes wouldn't go down, they just wouldn't grow as much year to year. Final details of the House's version are still being worked out, but an early proposal called for reducing property taxes, just not by as much as what's in the governor's plan.
I really believe we're going to be able to provide, majority of taxpayers are going to pay less on their 26 property taxes than they did this year, which that doesn't happen very often. And we're going to be able to kind of eliminate the big spikes in property taxes in future years.
Lawmakers must decide what that looks like in its final form in the next 30 days. And lawmakers on both sides of the aisle today saying that they believe that can happen over the next 4 weeks. Representative Porter characterizing that as plenty of time, saying miracles happen here within just hours. At the Indiana State House, Emily Longnecker, 13 News.
And thank you, Emily. Governor Braun has said if he is not happy with the version of property tax relief that lawmakers arrive at, he will veto it or call a special session to work on the issue further.